Yeah, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Digest with Jimi Disu. And the program is sponsored by MTN. You're listening to Nigeria Info 99.3, Nigeria's number one talk station. Verified. Verified, number one. Right. A bit of a problem, though. Today, I was going to have Yemi Candid Johnson, and I was going to call in GT Ogunye and my good friend Libros. Unfortunately, Yemi lost his brother, and to honor his brother and to honor Yemi himself, I'd shelve the subject to another day so that we can get it done properly. May Mr. Candid Johnson soul rest in peace. I didn't ask the circumstance of what happened, which is usual with me. I don't think it's right that you should go about asking questions about what happened. I mean, what are you going to do about what happened? So, but I just know that he passed away, and may his soul rest in peace. So, like I said, in deference to Yemi Candid Johnson, SAN, and also to respect, in deference to his brother, to honor his brother, we will shelve it. We were going to look at the Lagos State's law that apparently has come into existence, in which Lagos State wants to prosecute all those involved in corruption cases within the state. And even though there's an emotional side to it, I wanted to hear the legal side. The emotional side, of course, was as soon as I heard that one, I said, what does it off? I'm a street boy, I use street language. What it does it off? Because, 20 years after, we've had democracy and so on and so forth, the state suddenly wakes up to the fact that they'd like to, carry out these cases. And of course, you know that I think the speaker has some problem. The big man too has one or two problems in recent times. And so, but the law is the law. Whatever you might think, and whatever you might say, the law is the law. And therefore, I wanted to look at it from a legal perspective. Then I'll be stoking the fire with a bit of the emotional side of things. So my reaction there was, what does it roughly? You probably, if you don't understand Yoruba, but I'm sure if you're a street person, you'll know what does it rough. Do you know what does it rough means?
It's relative, Uncle Jimmy.
It's relative. What does it rough, you know? Okay, leave it. If Kelvin can get us, he would tell us what it means. So what do we do instead? Let's look at the bright side of life. Let's look at the things, for once, that will make us happy and feel that there's a future, there's a bright light somewhere. The story that actually gladdened my heart this morning, and God bless Sonwo-Olu for that, is the new 150-bed children's hospital. I have never been so excited, mainly because I love children. Apart from the fact, the normal fatherly love one has for children, I have a special love. And that, if you've been following I haven't done it here, I've had a few programs where my guests have been complete children. There was one I had children who were about 8, 9. And, I flowed so well with them. I love children, so I'm glad to hear that. If you know the number of children I have, you'll be amazed. Because I believe that having children, it doesn't necessarily mean to use that kind of language. Zainab's daughter, for example, is my daughter. Why do I say so? Zainab's daughter is going to marry my what do you call it? Not my son. He's going to marry my grandson. But I love children. I have children. I have sympathy for children. I love dogs terribly, and I have sympathy for women. The female, I see them as being feeble. They won't like to hear that. Thank God, when is not here. But I see them as, in spite of all the women's rights and whatever. Anyway. Sorry. Okay, let me shelve that subject. I don't want any women's violence. But I seem to sympathize with them. They want everything. Look, in the studio here now, we have a general line, and then we have a female line. But okay, I support it. I don't, but it's just a bit odd. If we have a female line, why can't we have a male only line? So back to what I was saying. I'm so glad both about this hospital and the other one that Dr. Elebute also has put together, the cancer center. Because you see, you are not free of all these things until the day you croak. I mean, the day you die, that's croak die. That's when you can say that you're free of anything. The tide can change overnight. Overnight. My sister of blessed memory, if I remember, she just called me one day and said, "Jimmy, do you know that I can't get up from where I am? It's just a phone call. My phone just rang. But I was it. So I can't get up from where I am. Where's that coming from? Lo and behold, 4 days. Lo and behold, about 3 days later, I was on a KLM flight headed to Europe, hunting for a consultant. My life just changed. At the end of the day, before we ever able to move her down to the UK, I ended up almost on admission for heartbeat related issues and other things. I mean, so I know the way these things go. So if today, as you listen to me, you're healthy, you're okay, your child is goggling, is bubbling, it can change at the turn. It can, and therefore, it's good that you put an eye on health facilities because you just don't know the day you might need it. So I'm so glad that in the midst of my very severe criticism of Governor Sanwo-Olu of late, I am happy to inform you that Lagos State is going to have a 150-bed Massey Street Children's Hospital. That's what it's going to be called. Initially, I thought it was going to be located in Massey Street. So I had to call the Commissioner for Information, Mr. Motosho. I'm sorry, sir, if I woke you up from bed. Okay, he's a Christian, so Babati Jesari. He must have been having his breakfast. I'm sure when he saw my phone ringing, when he saw my number, I said, Akini Baba is fancy this early morning. So I said, no, I just wanted to know where it's located. And then he told me it's located at Adeniji Adele, which is okay. That's cool. Though I'm wondering why it's central enough. The neighborhood might have some access problems, but I think that can jolly well be taken care of because the hospital should be where you can always rush to. But I think the teeming population in Lagos Island alone will fill up this 150 bed. That's the reality of it. Anyway, so we're going to have a 150 bed hospital. And also it says here that the Lagos State government says it wants to develop an infectious diseases research center to enable Nigerian researchers develop vaccines. I thought about that this morning when I was watching CNN, and it turns out that the vaccine facility in Africa is just about 1% or 2% of the world's population, some funny figure like that. I think apart from Senegal, I don't think any other country, maybe Egypt, would have a vaccine facility. Definitely we don't have in West Africa, and we could jolly well do with one. So the story says that flagging off the project situated on Adeniji Adele, the governor who noted that yesterday marked his 700 days in office, that the construction of the hospital and 3 new roads to complement the facility was an okay, those 3 new roads must be related to that. Okay. And Sanwo-Olu said the construction of the new Massey Children's Hospital reflects the unwavering determination to bridge all gaps in the health sector. In the last, I think we might be having his wife to thank for it. Remember, his wife is a doctor, and she also works for the Lagos State government. Thank you, madam, in case you are the one who inspired this. And it says, in the last 2 years, we have walked the talk, all that, and it says it's driven by the desire, okay, all that political talk. And it says that his administration was determined by the inadequacies of the current Massey Street Children's Hospital to meet the needs of a mega city with over 2 million population. And that the current state of the hospital was certainly not acceptable. I agree with him. He recalled that the hospital was established in 1914, Olodeo, as the first general outpatient clinic and referral center in Lagos. By the way, I think I was about 8 or so when I had to see Dr. Leshi in that same Massey Street. That's where it was discovered that I was anemic. And I tell you this, today is fun day, so I just tell you, my mom took me there, I was anemic, and I'm sure Dr. Billy will find this surprising, but I was anemic at the age of 8. And Dr. Billy is my current doctor. And so my mom took me there, and they said, Mrs. Disu, your son is anemic. Okay, we'll give him Fagon tablets, but I think we recommend that he should eat 1 boiled egg every day, half boiled. And the eggs of those days are not this Greek that you have now. Those are the ones they call enyawo. That's guinea fowl egg. The egg in those days was smaller, and the shell was thicker, but the yellow whatever was so yellow and had, even from the taste, you will know. If you have access to natural chicken eggs, please try and taste it for once. And so I found myself as a child about 8 saying that, I had to now eat an egg a day. I had to eat a lot of liver, if I remember, and then take my Fagon tablets and so on and so forth. And so I became a kingpin in the house. I twisted my late mom, God forgive me. I think I was twisted a little mom. There's a way a small child can play pranks on the mom. I said, Mom, are you sure the doctor didn't say true instead of what? And when I he was there, Doctor. I never forgot that name, Dr. Leshi. That was where I also did. It was discovered that I had myopia, short-sightedness. That's in Mercy Street Hospital. And so way back then, it was up and doing hospital. Apart from General Hospital, I think it was the only other hospital we had on Lagos Island. The population of Lagos then must have been almost 1/10 of what you have now. We could all see ourselves and know ourselves way back then. So I'm glad that is coming up. And I think that there's also some politics in keeping it in the island. I'm sure that the stakeholders in the neighborhood do that to them. It mustn't leave the island though. So I know the politics of it. What I don't know is if we would have to build 1 or 2 more, to take care of the other parts of the state, like Badagry and so on and so forth. But it's a good start. This is a good start. So we are going to have that. And he also said that we are going to build an infectious disease research center. And I am thinking that for the research center, we have a facility in place we can put to good use. It's been abandoned for years now because of its controversial whatever. And I'm talking of the School of Nursing on Awolowo Road. It's decrepit and it's almost falling apart. Why don't we do it up, refurbish it, and turn it into a research center? Somebody said, you cannot have a research center in the middle of the city. I said, Abba, come on. These things are not blowing in the wind now. I think that place, if the governor is listening or anybody is listening, it's time to put the School of Nursing into good use. I had asked Governor Ambode when he was coming in, and he said, yes, it will be put to good. What Alhaji Lai Mohammed told me when he was, just after he was chief of staff, when he was publicity secretary of the APC, was that it was done for commercial reasons. But of course, all of you know what has halted any form of development there. Some of us fought it to the hilt because of the circumstances. I don't want to go into a long story now. But what I think is that now we need to put it to good use. It must be medical. It must be medical because I think there's a law that says that if you acquire a property for a particular use, it must be put to that use. So the rumors of it maybe being turned into an hotel or whatever is not going to happen. A lot of stakeholders are bent on that. So the governor can look. You have a ready-made place. All you need to do is to do it up, and that will be good. So it's good. It's good. These two things are quite promising. They're quite promising, and once again, it shows at least that there's a lot of thought going on at government level. The governor said the leading role of the states and citizens towards developing capacity within its health infrastructure against the Ebola virus set the foundation. This was at another forum at the World. He spoke during the commemoration of the 2021 World Day for Safety and Lagos Occupational whatever. And he referred to the experience of the Ebola, which got off snapping, but which I think he handled fairly well, except for a few lapses. But we're all human. Nobody is 100% perfect. So yeah, this is good. Let's hear from you. Let's see how concerned and happy you are. The numbers, as usual, is 0700 993 993 993, and of course you have the female line 01465 7190. Okay, you can. Let's have your views on this. 22 minutes past 9, and I have the first caller. Good morning. Hello. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Quintessential Jimi Disu, Eruda Jimi Disu, good morning.
Morning.
Happy to hear from you. I've been trying to reach you all this while.
Yes. That was all. All right. Let's pick another call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir. Who's calling?
My name is Michael, calling from Ikoyi.
Morning, Mr. Michael. How are you doing?
Yes, fine, thank you. Regarding the hospital,
Yes.
the Lagos state government will be the children's hospital specific.
Yes.
You made a statement. You said it was a good start.
Yes.
Obviously, that's from your, the goodness of your heart or out of good faith.
Yes.
Do you really think, with the population we have in Lagos,
Yes.
over 20 million, do you think a 150 capacity children's hospital is a good thing?
It is.
I would think that we should be aiming for nothing less than 1,000 capacity hospitals.
Well,
the kind of state that we live in.
yes.
Lagos Island alone, the population in Lagos, along that Adeni part of Lagos, the population over there alone is teeming. It's unbelievable. 150 capacity children's hospital is nothing.
Well, I'll tell you, it is something, but I have to take a break. When I come back, I'll answer your inquiry. But let me put it on record that I think it is a good start. But I'll expand it when we come back. Thank you. Bye.
My name is Data Lover Joe Mapel. Any wolf I go know I'm well. Oh, MTN post don't come ring my bell. What's this I hear of data just for the night? You see, I'm a very, very big guy, but I don't joke with my giggy bites. So MTN get the free the guy with this data plan for the midnight. 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. 2 gig, oh boy, I can live the life. IG, TikTok is ready to go, oh boy, I'm feeling fine. Because 11 to 6 in the morning, IG, TikTok morning, 2 gig there for me. MTN boss, yes, of course,
MTN Pulse. Do you? Dial *406# to join. Everywhere you go, MTN.
You know that feeling when you keep downloading and streaming interesting videos, but your mind keeps whispering, continue, your pockets go here. But not anymore. When you subscribe to MTN's affordable and reliable monthly data bundles, you will enjoy 10 gigabyte with just 3,000 naira and 20 gigabyte for 5,000 naira only. Plus, a whopping 4 gigabyte free to stream YouTube videos on your reliable data network. Simply dial *131# to select and turn up your affordable data plan on MTN. Terms and conditions apply.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
No matter where you are, download our mobile app by searching Nigeria Info FM on the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. Also, get news updates in sports, entertainment, news, and current affairs right on the app. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
You're listening to
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
This is Daily Digest with Jimi Disu.
Yeah, you're welcome back. Let me get down to business. We don't have time. Yes, Mr. Michael, I had said that it was a good start and I meant it from the bottom of my heart. How it goes from now on is not under my control. Now, you said that you thought that a 150 bed, we could have built a 1,000 bed. Remember that when they say a hospital is a 150 bed, it doesn't mean it's only going to have 150 patients. You're going to have loads and loads and loads of outpatients in the hospital. What it just means is that on admission, you have the capacity to take 150, whatever. And God willing, we hope you never have a full capacity in a hospital. It usually doesn't happen unless there's an epidemic of some sort. So yes, I agree with you that it's not enough. But hear what I said. I said it's a good start. You have to start from somewhere. Then, of course, you look at the paucity of funds. You know what funds are like with government. There's so much to do, and so much available. After you have to share your resources. Remember that in government too, a large sum of it also goes into the cookie jar. That you can't run away from these things. In Nigeria, you cannot run away from it. So don't let's go there. It's a known fact. In fact, I was having a debate with somebody as to what percentage of government funds actually goes direct into into this. Some cynics, for example, will say that this is a contract in the making. And yes, it's a contract in the making. There has to be a contract. The hospital has to be built. Some people will make some money, yes. But at the end of the day, and it will probably cost more than the usual, but at the end of the day, at the back of my mind, for a day like today, I want enough hospitals for my children. That's the bottom line. I was telling Zainab, that in these things, one has been highly critical of government, but sometimes when you see a little ray of light, you grab it, and then try and maneuver through all these things and hope that as you keep pushing, we would come out with something good. So that's it. I understand your apprehension, but we have to start from somewhere. Now, Governor Sanwo-Olu wants this hospital built in 24 months. Something tells me that I'm sure he'd love to cut the tape of the hospital. Well ahead, I'd like to offer some suggestions. One, please do not name this hospital after any politician. Since it is a children's hospital, I think we have enough renowned Lagosians in the medical field that you can name this hospital after. And the first, of course, we all know who made it. An ultimate sacrifice once, Stella Adadevo. Those are the kind of names we'd like to be in a state where we name even trailer parks after notable politicians. I don't know where all this came from. Please, Governor Sanwo-Olu, as part of the plan, let us ensure that this hospital is well named after somebody who either contributed immensely to the medical field in Lagos or would be a medical inspiration to others. So let's. I hope he knows that. Not take this one spoiler more, because at the end of the day now, if somebody calls you, picks up his phone and says, I think you name this after Organo Alechele, you need to put your foot down on this one. Okay? So let me take another call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning, sir. Who is it? This is Ambassador Musbao.
From Mushin.
From Mushin. I know. We all know where you are now.
Yeah. Uncle, you will give me Kwawe itself, Uncle Jimmy.
Abeg, talk quick. We are talking of hospital for children.
Yeah,
you wait, as I'm looking at you now, see, you've grown fatter since Ramadan started. Would you alone doing?
God forbid. I'm above that. When I'm young,
I was just kidding.
Yeah. The mental hospital. I'm once a patient there, and I know when I'm young. So,
in Mercy. You are a patient in Mercy.
Mercy hospital, yeah. To me, I believe all the Lagosians who got buttered their bread. I never see their impact in any general hospital, any hospital, even children's hospital, Lagos State. For them to just donate one mass transit bus there. No, I challenged Raza Okoya some time ago. You are well-being Lagosians. Why can't you donate buses? Maybe once in a year, mass transit bus to support the patients of this hospital, whether to bring them back from their home to the hospital.
In a mass transit bus?
Yeah, mass transit. Maybe just 52-seaters bus.
To transport patients. How many patients? Say you will load the seater bus to 52?
No, it's like this. If you now, you donate one. People, I may emulate you. Could you have done it?
But to what use will the bus be put? That's my argument. Why do you want a bus?
At least, Uncle Jimmy, when you visit those hospitals, you see people are rushing out. The poor masses going out from this hospital, stand there. Maybe just convey them.
Where will the bus convey them to?
Okay, maybe in Ireland.
Let me help you. Let me help you. In case the likes of Chief Razak are listening, if you want to donate anything with mobility, I think an ambulance would be more like it. Don't you think?
Fine.
Good.
See their impact.
Yes.
You put their name there. Fine.
Yes. Okay.
No, they are not going to be found on that. Please let them do more.
Okay.
Because belongs to every one of us.
Okay.
Including you, Uncle Jimmy.
All right. But look, the point he's making is that we'd like to see our elite, place a premium in things that help the public. I don't think just in health. And rather than think of the popularity that would bring them, they should do it, well, if you don't have love, you don't have love. If you don't have love of the masses, you don't have love. None. There's nothing anybody can do about that. Let me take another one. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello, good morning. I'm surprised I don't have any call from on the female line. Hello. I might be forced to call one of these mothers that I know. Hello.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Yes.
This is Pastor Ladipo, sir.
We know you. I said, don't. We know you now, Pastor. Don't,
Okay.
You have taken part of your 1 minute to introduce yourself, but we know you.
My take this morning.
Yes.
Is this. That hospital is a wet development.
Yes.
But they should also consider the mainland too.
Yes.
Because conveying children from here to the island
Yes.
and equivalent tax because of the traffic situation of this nation now.
Yes.
So, of this state, sorry. So the best thing now, as they've done this one, let them begin to consider the mainland too.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. God bless you.
All right. I can answer that question easily. Mercy Children's Hospital is a special hospital for children. In fact, I have a funny feeling that maybe when it's completed, you can only access it through referrals. The General Hospital have children's section. Okay? If you talk about the island, you have Lagos General Hospital, they have a children's section. Even Island Maternity, I suspect, have a children's section. The hospitals on the mainland, the Ikeja, Lasuth, I'm sure, have, you have pediatrician, they have the children's section there. And so I suspect that it will be a specialist children's hospital. That doesn't negate the fact that we'd like hospitals everywhere, but we have to look at the reality on ground and the funds and indeed the personnel. Is one thing for you to fund it. You also now have to think personnel. We need to thank our forefathers, those who were in charge of Lagos in the early days. We need to thank them a lot and pay tribute to them. I mean, we had, just when Lagos was people don't know that Lagos State, initially Lagos Territory ended at Fade. In between that small axis, you had the Mercy Children's Hospital, you had the Lagos Island Maternity, you had the Lagos General Hospital. Ikeja one time was in Western Region. So you had the Lagos, all in Lagos here. Yeah, Lagos. Then, I think it was Mobolaji Johnson that built health centers, for quick health access. I remember St. John's Health Center in Lagos. I hope it is still there. It's not been taken over by Market. You had a health center in Apapa. In Apapa, you had Apapa Health Center. You have a health center in Surulere at that time. And when I have a nostalgia, that's why you see a lot of fire burning in somebody like me, that things have worked in Lagos in the past and could jolly well work again. And this was selfless. If you look, the same design you had for Apapa, you had for St. John's. Tribute to Yabeji, if she's listening. Yabeji of Yaba, she's a nursing sister. She's retired now. Tribute to her, Mrs. Queen, if she's listening. I used to love going with her. There was one. Apart from that, I feigned that I have that I have malaria, so I can go with that. But my target was a rice. There was one rice. In those days of Lagos Island, good rice. Oh, I'm glad I'm getting my groove back now. I was a bit depressed this morning. I remember I used to target it. I used to go to Mama Beji, feign malaria. I want to go to the hospital. I remember what Luth was like when it was opened. Oh my God! I pay tribute to my late aunt, Mrs. Fremimo, and to Mrs. Ajayi. She's still alive, retired nurse. In those days, when nurses looked like gods. What have you along? They looked like gods in their uniform, white uniform. Yeah. They had this very fancy cap. They had white shoes, and they will put the. Do you know that Biro is a called Biro? Indeed, is a ballpoint pen. It's a brand name, but we called it Biro then, and they'd have it there, and they had this nurse's watch. Back in the day. I hope we'll get there. I do hope we'll get there. But, inept governance and population have taken the sail out of us. So back to what Pastor Ladipo said. Yes, but remember that this is a specialist hospital. You might not necessarily need to have one in Ikeja, one in Surulere, one. I think it will be a referral hospital. It would be nice to see if we can get the Commissioner for Health here. I will sign sign a memorandum of understanding not to talk beyond this hospital because I'm just this one might go and unhook something up from nowhere now. So that is what it is. Before we take another caller, let's also look at the issue of this lady who gave a story. Apparently, it was an arranged thing, and claimed that she was. I'm not going to talk about the Baba Jesha issue because it's still under investigation. Yeah. It's not been concluded, and I'd like to be fair to everybody. I think I want to be fair to everybody to make sure that before we do talk about the Baba Jesha issue, we have a well-rounded story here. But let's also talk about the scam, apparently, of the girl who brought up a sub-story to the government, and the government quickly jumped at it only to discover that they'd been scammed. And this came about as people who are involved were asking for their own share of the loot. I'd like to know what you think of that, their own share of the loot. And also, just in case we don't have enough time, to call your attention to what is now supposed to be Nigeria's first fully equipped private cancer hospital, opened in Lagos. At some point, we're going to have to bring Dr. Lebute Odusi here. And my major fear, or my major worry, or what I'll call my major concern, that's a better word, is access to the place. I know they'll show all the kind of equipment that they have, but how accessible will it be to members of the public? And how would they have an allowance to accommodate people of limited means? Even if you just say, okay, 10% of our patients, whatever, at any time, would be our contribution to society, will open our doors for the poor and needy. I know it's a business concern, but I mean, in business there's something called CSR. So I'm giving you a heads up if I do get to talk to Dr. Modupe Lebute Odusi, who has been confirmed she's the daughter of Professor and Professor Mrs. Lebute, who, whether you like it or not, have contributed to the health sector by setting up a premier hospital at Lagoon Hospital. I hope that doesn't go as some kind of commercial for them. No, it's just stating the facts. Okay, so these are the three issues you can call in. It's 9:40. That gives us just about, Supervisor, how many minutes do we have? About 6.
We have about...
This is Ramadan period. 13. Very good. Long live the supervisor. Okay, let's pick the first call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, sir. Who's calling?
I want to Ade.
Yeah, what?
Ade.
Is that your name, sir?
Yes, Ade. I'm calling from the island.
Okay, please go on, sir.
I had wanted to speak about Mercy because
you can
right now at the new place at the Buti Elephant here.
You're at the new place, Ke?
Yes, where they wanted to put Mercy at the Buti Elephant here.
Oh, I see. Okay. Go on, sir. Oh, the line went off. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Officer.
Morning, sir.
My name is Demola.
Yes.
From Bagada.
Yes.
Okay, so my problem is the situation of the hospital itself. It's located beside a dump site.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beside the dump site?
The Loma dump site at Sura. I believe that's the...
You got to be kidding. Maybe you got... I don't think that anybody would do that.
Okay, maybe you'd have to confirm, sir, but I know that the work has been going on for a while now. And if you pass through Third Mainland Bridge on your way to Adeniji, you would see a signboard that says New Mercy Children's Hospital, just beside that Sura.
Why would you?
Sir?
Are you for real, sir?
You know that Sura.
Okay, you know what you could do for me? Since you are in that neighborhood, do you have a smartphone, sir?
I am not there at the moment, but if you want me to take
well, if you could take the photograph of that site and tweet it and tag me, that'd be nice. Okay. Then we can talk about that.
Okay.
All right, thank you. I will have to confirm this with the authorities and, in all honesty, ask why this would be. Next to a dump site. But I understand also the hospital at, what's it called, where the School of Nursing was moved to. Is it the Gondo? Is also near a dump site. And I wonder what the attraction is. I don't know. Let me confirm, before I make a statement on that. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Uncle Jimmy?
Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir.
You have to speak up, sir.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, this is Dambaba.
Yes, Dambaba, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Listening to you this morning makes me happy somehow.
Yes.
Because when you say what Obasanjo said,
yes,
it seems like there's work on the ground.
Yes.
Because the situation in Nigeria today is scary.
Yes.
Sensible human beings should be live in Nigeria, feel comfortable. Let us not deceive ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
The security risk or threat now is totally unacceptable. Listen to my governor or son, almost crying, weeping. A full state governor shows that there's something wrong in this country.
Yes, yes.
And I pray that people like Obasanjo, other, elder statesmen come together and rescue us from where we are.
Yes.
Because the man in the mirror, to me, I don't know what to say about him. But
don't say anything. We, thank you. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Good morning, Mr. Jimmy.
Morning.
Yes, I'm calling you from Ijaniki. My name is Ayo.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I still want to go back to the story of the hospital. I want you to clarify something for me.
Mm-hmm.
Are they extending the hospital on the same site?
No. We said it's a new site.
It's a new site.
It's a new site, but somebody now called in to say that
on the mainland that we cannot get at least one in Badagry. Look at a referral situation from Badagry to that.
I understand that. I understand that.
I know you like justice. You like something being equal.
No, we had said that earlier on.
One in 100 years ago, or maybe 50 years ago. We are those of us in Badagry agrees. We did not offend God. We are part of Lagos State. We
Yes.
have one specialist hospital too. At least one to our own side too.
Okay.
That's why I thought.
Okay. I mean, fair is fair. Fair is fair. You don't want to carry a patient all the way from Badagry to
that place.
Yes, it's not fair. It's fair. Yes.
Talk about so that they can still make the change since they have not started the construction.
No, this one is the project has started. It's another one we should be clamoring for.
It's okay.
Hello, good morning. Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning. Please go on.
Additional.
Yes, go on.
I want to speak on the amputee lady that
Yes.
that wants to scan the government.
Yes.
I think that is what our politicians created.
Okay.
And they wouldn't even be available to help people until somebody is dying. So imagine a case of maybe some months ago. It should be last year.
Mm-hmm.
A small girl somewhere. Maybe reading with ATM machines like somewhere. I wouldn't know if you recall that story.
No, but your 1 minute is up. Please, when you do call in, try and tidy up your thoughts. Okay? Your 1 minute is up. Try and tidy up your thoughts so you can put it across very quickly so we can afford other people the opportunity. I am surprised we're talking about a children's hospital. We have a special female line and the females are not calling. I mean, I don't... So what was the purpose? I think I'm going to take a plea with the management to scrap the female line if when it comes to the issue of children and health, we haven't heard a female voice. What? If it was about other things now, they jump at it. This one is about children and health. It'd be nice to hear a female voice. You have a special line. Let me read it again. 0146, what is this one? 465 7190. We haven't had one call from the females. Let's pick the males as usual. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes.
Good morning. This is Bianca from Magodo.
This is a female voice.
The site is beside Loma site.
Is what?
It's beside dump site.
Why would anybody do that?
Yeah.
It's beside the dump site.
Yes. Yeah. It's beside
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Uncle Jimmy, how more females calling?
No, sorry. I was carried away with the shock that you'd build it. Maybe by the time the hospital is built, the dump site will be moved somewhere else. I'm hoping that's what it is. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. We lost that. Okay. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Uncle Jimmy. Good morning, sir.
Morning, ma.
First time caller.
Okay.
Okay, concerning the hospital, I'm suggesting just like the person that called from Badagry side, because I'm calling from Iba.
Mm-hmm.
Let there be another hospital down this side, because erecting another one at that same island, I don't think it makes too much sense. And with the complaint of being at the dump site, maybe if they've not gone far, let them shift it at once. Come our side so that we can at least enjoy with these people.
So
that's my own.
Okay, let me thank you very much, madam. Let me quickly say again, for the third or fourth time, that it's a referral hospital, and therefore what is needed initially, you see, the original plan of Lagos was have health centers to take care of the primary health needs of our people, and if you then need to go, step further, then you can go to either the general or the teaching hospitals. That was the plan that the late Professor Ransom Kuti also had when he was Minister of Health, to have. What we need in the first place is easy access to primary health care to take care of your general malaria, dysentery, cold, stuff like that. And then, God forbid, what these things do happen, you can, if you need to upscale, so be it.
Okay.
But we've fallen flat on the plan. Yes.
Speaking of Ransom Kuti, someone just sent a comment on Facebook.
Yes.
His name is Ieno Nice.
Yes.
Pseudonym.
Your mic is off.
Yeah. So this is a pseudonym I want to believe. He says they should name it after Professor Olikoye
Ransom Kuti. Well, there are loads of people, but just don't politicize it. That's the primary thingy. Yeah. So, hello, good morning. Pick another call. Okay. Hello. Hello.
Oh, this person has refused to talk.
Oh, okay. So we can't get. So anyway, the one thing I need to do is I didn't want to do it. I promise you by tomorrow I'll get a reaction, especially from the Commissioner of Information. This is giving him enough notice, and the two questions I'll be putting to him tomorrow or before tomorrow and give answers. Is it true that it's being put next to a dump site, and that so then what is the ultimate plan? Are you going to build it and then move it? That's stupid. That's not going to happen. So are you going to move the dump site? But I am shocked if you think that the dump site would sit side by side with the children's hospital. If that is the case, it won't be too good though. Because somebody might come up with the theory, and we will handle the dumps in every. You will not handle it. We have the capacity. You will not have the capacity. You really shouldn't be putting a hospital next to a dump site. And in any case, by the time you finish building and the place starts running, you'll be out of government. I mean, so what are the assurances that we have? But let's see. Let's take one or two more, and then I'll be out of here. It's 10:51.
Somebody commented.
Yes.
Tunde Oyeni says, Uncle Jimmy, good morning, sir. It's not a dump site, it's the refuse recycling site.
No difference. You have refuse there. Supposing the recycling site, supposing it breaks down, what do you then have?
Right.
You don't put... I'm hoping that this is not what it is. I just need to confirm before I go full blast on this. If it's a recycling plant, it's a recycling plant means you get the refuse there. And it also means that you're going to have effluents. Right. You're going to have gaseous effluents. You're going to have liquid effluents. from the process. Why would you put that next to a children's hospital? Don't. You people should not run me crazy. I still want to have a full brief on this. If I can talk to the Commissioner of Health, I'd be most happy about this one. Let me just take one more call and get out of here before I lose my mind completely.
Please don't.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, Uncle Jimmy. Good morning. It's Nkiru.
Morning. Nkiru the farmer. How are you?
Yes, before you switch off our line.
Okay,
it's not
quickly.
That we're not trying. Sometimes it's busy.
Okay.
Yes, as I just passed it, I saw the sign because I passed Ikoyi now. I saw the sign for the massive thing just by the dump site. So it doesn't make sense that you're bringing your child to a hospital that's beside the dump site. I just saw it. I should have even taken the picture. I was shocked because we were listening to you on the radio when I saw it. And then the guy who also called from Badagry, which is true, you can't situate the two of them on the island. The people in that side, also part of Lagos State. The traffic to bring a child from there. We remember what happened the last time APC had a convention that some people were rushing to hospital. They said children died and the rest. So imagine bringing your child all the way from Badagry. You're saying you're bringing the child to the island for an emergency. And then you get stuck in that Apapa traffic and the rest.
Okay.
So situating two of them, the old one and the new one on the island, it's not fair. It's not only islanders that pay taxes. Those people too need something.
Okay, thank you. In reference to that, as I said, this is the beginning. I think the biggest shock that I'm getting now live is the fact that you probably ask, why didn't I know? I just saw it in the papers today, just 7 o'clock this morning, so I couldn't have gone to check. So what it now means, anytime you get any news, you have to physically go there and see what is happening. My God. I'll see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to talk about children with special needs. And I think on Tuesday we'll try and see if we can get a Lagos State official to come and defend the siting of a children's hospital next to a dump site. I'll see you tomorrow by 9, God willing.
Join the conversation no matter where you are. Download our mobile app by searching Nigeria Info FM on the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. Also, get news updates in sports, entertainment, news, and current affairs right on the app. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.